I just wanted to take a quick minute and thank everyone who has ever watched one of my videos, especially those who have stuck around, subscribed, commented, joined in the conversation. Imperial Remnant already has a great community growing. There are many of you that I look forward to your replies, your comments, or talking to on Discord virtually every day. I may have alluded to this in comments or video, perhaps a live stream, but I don't think I've ever flat out said why this channel came to be. I've been a fan of Star Wars as long as I can remember. I was 7 or 8 years old when I first saw the original trilogy on VHS. It would have been 92 or 93. Once I got into it, I never looked back. In 2023, my wife was diagnosed with cancer a month after her 30th birthday. That year, we basically fell off the face of the earth. She was going through treatments. I was trying to do everything I could to support her. I don't want to get too sappy or too down the rabbit hole on this, but it does set the stage for why something like this came to be. As she was going through all that, Star Wars was kind of my safe place. When I had downtime, when she was asleep from her treatments or recovering, or I was at the treatments with her to help her with certain aspects of it, I was reading Star Wars and listening to Star Wars and rewatching the movies, especially the animated series, the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch. She actually watched those with me in that time because we just wanted something light. We wanted cotton candy entertainment. It goes in easy. It doesn't have a heavy impact because life was heavy enough at that time. I don't want to say it was rediscovering Star Wars because I never fell off, but it was kind of a new, deeper appreciation for it. And I floated the idea to her of, well, a lot of people are doing passionate YouTube channels about the things they love. What if I gave it a shot? And she was very supportive. She said, yeah, go for it. I figured we had enough going on with what she was going through. So I decided to write some essays. And those essays would become my earliest videos. I wanted to see if taking Star Wars a little bit more seriously, putting some structure to it, would ruin my enjoyment of it. And if it did, I was gonna pull the plug straight away. This has been something that I found comfort in my entire life. I had a hard time in school as a young kid. My mom would take me out of class to go and see a new Star Wars movie when the special editions came out. We carried it into the high school years when I saw the prequels. I would take that day from school or even took time from work when the sequels came out so my mom and I could go and see the movies first thing, release day. She's not even a Star Wars fan, she just did it to do something with me. So between my mom and then finding more comfort in it when my wife got sick, it's been a part of my life and something that I go to when I need something like that. I spent the whole year my wife was in treatments writing essays. Essays became videos, talking to the camera like this, learning how to be less stiff, which I still have a long way to go. I realized I didn't know how to edit a video, I knew how to cut out dead spaces, so I took some editing classes. I watched a lot of videos on how to edit for YouTube, how to do titles, thumbnails. I've already been rambling too much. This was supposed to be a quick thank you video. My wife got the all clear. She was in remission right before Christmas 2023. Huge relief, so we took some time just to enjoy that, just for the pressure to be off. And as we were getting back into our normal life, her immune system was recovering so we could get out into the world a little bit more. We booked a vacation, and I launched my first video in mid-January of 2024. Sometimes doing a YouTube channel on top of everything else can be stressful, it can feel like work, but I've always enjoyed the process. I love talking about this amazing franchise with all of you. We all come at it from a different angle. Yes, there are plenty of things that I don't like about it. We're not going to get into all of that. This is more about what we do like. If you haven't noticed by now from watching my videos, I like to talk about the lore factually. My initial concept was let's do Dan Carlin's hardcore history, but for Star Wars, still working toward that goal. That guy is an amazing podcaster. But instead of focusing on the things about the franchise that I don't like or rub me the wrong way, I'd rather look past them and talk about the things that I do like. These modern mythology stories mean so much to so many of us. So that's where the channel came from. Now let's talk about where it's going after I hit this first milestone. Going forward, of course, the deep dive lore videos, canon and legends from all eras, all aspects of it, video games, comics, novels, movies, shows, whatever, that's all going to continue. I want to continue to refine my writing, my editing, my presentation. My Death Star room build that we're standing in right now, I have a sister channel all about the build, and once the room is done, the props for it, the upgrades. I put in some amazing upgrades this week, but I'm like months back on editing those videos, so that is going to be getting more attention going forward. I plan on doing more original stories or pitches. I did kind of a free-form figuring it out episode 10 pitch. I'm going to refine that, cut it down, make it a more digestible story and redo the elements if I didn't like, and with that I would like to continue into 11 and 12. I'm working on a semi-original Mandalorian story. I have an idea for the Jedi Service Corps short story I want to do. There's a lot of original things I'd like to get out there. I've also kind of started a podcast element. I never really advertised it officially. It's with a guy, Noah, that I met through making indie comics, and I consider him a really good friend. I look forward to talking to him every week now. We're doing huge, immense deep dives on everything Star Wars, and so far we've been covering Andor with Season 2 right around the corner. We're going to be calling that Review Harvest, so be on the lookout for that. I've also done some interviews, if you've seen them. A couple people from ILM. I have an interview with Paul Shipper coming out, an amazing traditional poster artist. I'd love to keep reaching out to different people who have had a hand in different elements of Star Wars. Plenty more feelers out to people from the original ILM days. I'd like to talk to people from Lucasfilm. I'd like to talk to the story group, comic artists. I have an interview coming up with someone who does sculptures for Gentle Giant, and on that I want to keep expanding the coverage of collectibles. Star Wars and merchandising have always gone hand in hand. I just want to cover Star Wars from every angle possible. Recently I put out channel memberships. It's going to take some time to grow that community, but once that starts growing, I've been asking sponsors about possibly sponsoring trivia contests. We'll do them virtually, so we'll have to have some checks and balances on people not just Googling every answer. But things like that, kind of Star Wars game nights, hangouts, would be a ton of fun to do. If there's anything else that you want to see, specifically or generally, let me know and we'll make it happen, because this channel is kind of for all of us. It only works with people like you watching and interacting. Again, I really can't thank you all enough for watching my content and validating this childhood obsession that has continued well into adulthood. The Imperial Remnant is just getting started. Not technically a lightsaber, the light staff couldn't be included in my transmission about the varieties of lightsabers. The light staff is a wooden quarterstaff a select few Jedi Masters, such as Voto Siosk Boss, chose to wield instead of the traditional energy blade. Light staves could resist a strike from a traditional lightsaber. The how seems to be lost to time. Popular theories are something in the wood chosen to make the staff, an electronic device added to the staff, or a force-imbued power. Check out the channel for more transmissions about cool facts from the Star Wars galaxy like this one. If you have something you're curious about, drop it in the comments and we'll do a transmission on it. If you're not sick of hearing my voice yet, check out this transmission to dive back into the familiar world of Star Wars lore.